Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to BSV TV. I'm your host Satoshi, and on this show we'll be defending the one and only, truly genuine Bitcoin. The Bitcoin that Satoshi Nakamoto designed in his white paper as a peer-to-peer electronic cash system for the world. Let's get the disclaimers out of the way. So all the statements that you hear on this show are opinion and must only ever be taken as opinion. They are never to be taken as any form of advice, family, financial, sexual or otherwise. And on that note, let's sit back, relax, have some fun and enjoy the show. Get paid for your content in Bitcoin and set your own fee on Streamanity.
Yeah, I'm not surprised I wasn't asked why I'm convinced Craig is Satoshi. I posted on Reddit. He signed in my presence using the private key from block number one, the very first mined Bitcoin block. On a computer that I'm convinced had not been tampered with, on software I'm convinced that had not been tampered with, a message of my choosing.
At InChain, we've just funded a number of universities doing, so far, a test up to 1 gigabyte because it validates what we've already done independently. We've tested up to 380 gigabyte blocks. We've tested 1 million transactions a second and transaction sizes up to 20 megabytes. Super complex scripts. Basically ones that can run operating systems. That's basically all of global commerce times about 50. On top of that, we can have complex scripts. On top of that, we can scale each of those transactions 1,000 times, which effectively means about 1 billion transactions per second, which means we can then have all derivatives, all complex trades. That means high frequency trading. It means everything that happens globally.
Is the market that effectively BSV is going for, is that global e-commerce, which is currently valued at $29 trillion?
No, that's too small.
Buy and sell Bitcoin instantly at bsvgravity.com. And you can now book and pay for your winter holiday at skibsv.com. Good afternoon, everybody. Excuse me, good afternoon everybody. It looks like we are live at 5 once again, rocking and rolling. Just let me put my my earphones in and I will be fully functional and wired in. Here we go. Oh. Got it. Alright, it is a Friday afternoon. It has been a momentous occasion. I was actually on the BSV channel with the boys earlier, all three of us doing a show. Crikey, I don't think that's happened for over a year now, maybe more than that. I mean, there is so much that's happened in between, but you know, if you ask me, that's the magic combination that everybody wants. Three boys all back together. I'm telling you, we're going to take over this space because nobody likes listening to all the shit from the shitcoiners because literally they're just talking shit. Right, but for anybody new to the show here, this is the crypto forecast, the strength of the system, the health of the network. I've not seen these figures today, so let's have a quick jump straight into them. And remember, it's reading between the lines of these figures that tells you everything you need to know. So we've got prices along the top here. Bitcoin at $174, an absolute steal. Bcrash with a value of absolutely nothing, but a price of 308. And Coin with a value of absolutely zero with a price of $22,000. Tell you, whoever is buying that at that price, they are just going to be so badly served. You know, and I'm going to explain to you why it's not worth anything right now. Network nodes, same as they ever were. Network nodes are the nodes that pick up the transactions on the network, put them into the meme pool where they're then processed and put onto the blockchain where they are stored immutably forever as a universal source of truth. We've got 2.3% of the nodes on Bitcoin, 10.3 on Bcrash and 87.4 on Coin. This is where the value is. Bitcoin is cash. Cash is money. Money is a medium of exchange. A medium of exchange cannot be controlled by a central authority. In other words, it has to be completely neutral. So the only way to neutralize a digital commodity is to dilute the central point of authority and control over time, which is the genius that Satoshi Nakamoto came up with and used 11 years from the conception of the network on the 3rd of January 2009 until the 1st of January 2020, when the keys were returned to Satoshi Nakamoto, which is Dr. Craig Wright. 11 years of dilution, distribution, and neutral growth is just a network that no other network can compete with. And on that, not only is it neutral, it now has value in the form of transactions. Bitcoin has now got 74.7% of all the transactions on the network. Bcrash 1.6, Corecoin 23.6. Block sizes, again, Bitcoin smashing it well over 50% with 60.9, Bcrash 3.0, Corecoin 36.1. Now display spot the biggest block on Bcrash and keep an eye out for Hathor and how many blocks they're mining. They are absolutely chomping away at these blocks with no data in it, which basically forces the shitcoin enterprises to actually work for their money. So in other words, they don't get any rewards for blocks that don't have any data in them. So in other words, the network has to be used in order for these other shitcoin enterprises to actually get any block rewards, because otherwise Hathor will just simply be stealing the block reward for itself. But oh, what's this? Hathor has mined a block here on Bcrash with 0.5 megabyte on it. Hathor looks like it's upping its game. Are they chomping away at other blocks now? Look at this. Hathor's got a block of 294. Oh my goodness. No wonder there looks like there's a lot of Hathor on there. Not only is it claiming those blocks with just simply the smallest amount of data in it, it is now going for more substantial blocks. Oh my goodness me. This is really going to put the other shitcoin enterprises at risk. Look how many Hathor, look how many blocks Hathor have got. Hathor, Hathor, Hathor. Look. It's almost like strangling the other miners so they don't have a chance to process any blocks. Like, absolutely fascinating stuff. And yeah, look at that. Hathor has actually mined the largest block in this column. Oh my goodness me. This is hilarious. Corecoin, again, they've got a 1 megabyte restriction, so they're basically shooting themselves in the foot, which is absolutely hilarious. But shitcoiners wouldn't understand that because they've got shit for brains. All right, now let's see what is going on Bitcoin. Hathor has mined a 1.7 megabyte block on the Bitcoin chain. Wow, they are literally going to be chasing down these other mining pools. They need to start working hard and being really efficient in processing blocks. Oh my goodness me! Right, Tal is up there. That's got 11.8 megabyte block. 3 megabytes, 4 megabytes, 3, 4, 1, 3.9. A 19 megabyte block. Again, I mean, this is competition. This is capitalism at its finest. With Hathor like literally nipping at their toes. This is brilliant to watch, so long as you understand the figures that you're looking at. Right, now let's have a quick look at Bcrash just for lulz while we're here. See what is going down in La La Land, because literally this is just an absolute joke. So we've got Amory Coin and his money. Yeah, got my own money. Yeah, mate, it's not worth anything, literally. The bitchin chain going up and down. Proof of work by network. Yeah. Hathor, look at this. 36% of the hash rate on the bitchin chain. Brilliant. Fantastic to watch. And Dutch mining, don't know what they're doing or what any of these boys are doing, but it looks like Hathor is actually on the on Amory's chain as well. Look at that. Look, and it's just started. Whoa. Oh my goodness me. Look at this. Look at this. Hathor. So it looks like literally it's just started. Wow. Hathor has literally just upped its game. Let's just expand this to see how long ago this was. 3 hours ago. Wow. So I expect by tomorrow's show, Hathor is going to have the majority hash rate on the chain. That is huge. That's huge. Oh, honestly, it just cracks me up. I mean, I don't think shitcoiners actually understand what I'm talking about, but yeah, they're just going to have to learn the hard way, I'm afraid. I mean, I'm trying to explain things as simply as possible. It's utility that brings the value. That is it. So have a look at these other graphs then. We've got Bitcoin hash rate by network. Yeah, as we'd expect. Proof of work by network again. Coin and Bcrash will just simply stop overnight, almost literally. Bcrash versus Bitcoin hash rate. Bcrash versus Bitcoin. Proof of work. Transaction fees again is 33,000 times cheaper to transact on Bitcoin than any of the shitcoins. And it's 11.3% more profitable to mine on Coin. Oh, I wonder if that's because there's demand creeping up for Bitcoin. Daily average Bitcoin block size by network, Bitcoin winning. Transactions by network, Bitcoin smashing it. Transactions per block, Bitcoin smashing it. Fees USD, Bitcoin smashing it. Fees Satoshis, Bitcoin smashing it. Block reward ratio. I mean, it's when you look at all the figures, it's so obvious what's coming. It is so obvious. And we've got blockchain growth by network again, just mocking Bcrash here because that's just really funny to look at. Global hash rate, 7 days. So Ampool macking it hard this week. Huobi down in 4th, pushing BTC.com back down into 6th. So Binance and Ampool up there. It's unfortunate, never mind. 24 hours, so Ampool have increased their hash rate in the last 24 hours. BTC.com pulled their socks up a little bit by the looks of things. Binance dropped down a few. Let's see if that looks similar to Coin, and yeah, it looks almost identical. Ampool macking it hard, BTC.com pulling its socks up. Huobi down there, alright, interesting. Whoa! Wow. This is hilarious. So Hathor has got 46.3% of the hash rate on the Bcrash chain, literally scooping up all those empty blocks and now going for blocks with bigger data in it. Literally leaving these other mining networks fighting over the scraps. Like, honestly, I think Hathor is literally just going to strangle their networks. That's what I think. Yeah, just doing it slowly. Brilliant, brilliant. All right, let's see what's going on at Bitcoin here. We've got Tao and Huobi macking it hard. Hathor still on there, competing with the big boys. Wow. Norpool, Mempool, and we've got F2 Pool. Oh, is that the only F2 Pool is the only big boy on there gesturing today? All right, but looking healthy. I think that Hathor is going to be the talk of the town very soon. That's absolutely hilarious. But again, the shitcoiners wouldn't really have a clue what we're looking at there. So let's have a look at some of these other metrics. Just checking these. For anybody who doesn't know what this is Bitcoin blocks live, and then afterwards we're going to have a quick look at BitInfo charts. So if you actually want to see the global blockchain and what it looks like working live, this is it. So currently it shows you the number of transactions per second in the top right hand corner. I've seen that personally over 3,000 transactions a second, and it's just jumped from 2 to 13 transactions a second. I mean, this is just, again, I mean, I don't know how the metrics are actually going to be displayed later on. The mempool actually used to show you the data being reflected in the block, but since some of the amounts of data, the blocks got so big, they just simply added the statistics in here with the name of the organization that were generating the transactions. So we got Predicticology currently with 86.7% of the transactions on the network right now. We've got the transaction ID, the input output, and the type of transaction that's in it, and the op return, the data that's in it. These transactions, once they're recognized by the nodes on the network, are then thrown into the meme pool. When they're in the meme pool, that's where the miners compete to process the transaction, put them in a block, win the block, and then store the block on the blockchain, where they then win the transaction fees that are actually within the block, and also the block reward itself, which is part of the Coinbase. So we've got, been quite busy today with some decent blocks. Look at this. So in the highlighted rectangle below, we've got the hash number of the block height, who it was mined by, the size, the time and date, the transaction count, and in this one there was 29,567 with total fees totaling $8.48. So the idea is that at the moment, miners and developers will do all they can to increase the value in the network, and the value comes from the increased speed, the increased scale, and the reduction in costs. So all efforts are put towards those three things in order to attract more people to the network and increase the value of Bitcoin, because that's what they get paid in. But then as the block reward gets cut in half every 210,000 blocks, over time, as more and more people are drawn to the network, the total fees will then surpass the block reward, and the block reward will eventually diminish, and there'll be nothing left, and it just simply turns into a self-sustaining network with millions of people using it. It is by far the most amazing system I have ever seen in my life. And I can't say that I've seen many systems, but I'm the kind of person that kind of like knows a little about a lot. That's kind of my bag. Don't really go into too much detail, but kind of like, you know, I'm interested in a lot of things. I've never seen anything like this, ever. It just blows my mind that someone can create this. And not only have they created it, but they've found a way to give data value and make it immutable through an economic model. Through diluting the central point of authority and control. It's just amazing. It is literally just amazing. So let's have a quick look at the cryptocurrency charts. I can see Shelly Mack in the house. Thank you very much. There's 8 here. Great stuff. Yes. Yeah, any questions for me? Please put them in the chat box. I shall answer them when we're finished here. So on this metric here, again, some very useful statistics to look at. So we've got Bitcoin with 25.7% of the overall transactions on the entire crypto network. And this is comparison to all coins. So XRP is a cross-border remittance service. It's not a currency. And the remittance service only serves a purpose because money doesn't work. When Bitcoin starts working, XRP will be completely superfluous and utterly worthless. It's worthless anyway because it's not actually money, because it's centrally controlled. And Ethereum, again, it's got no credibility whatsoever. Proof of stake is actually proof of centralization. So again, as currency, it's got no money. It will not be able to economically sustain the network, and the network will fail, leaving only Bitcoin left. And Bitcoin is BSV. So on these BitInfo charts, you can see all the number of different shitcoins along the top here. We've got the rich list, which tells you how many Bitcoin are in the number of wallets. And on the blue tabs on the left-hand side, you can compare whichever coin metrics you like. So we're going to have a look at transactions, average per hour. We're then going to go to log. We'll do 3 years. Actually, we'll do 3 years because that's when Bitcoin was created. We'll add Ethereum in there. And look at this. If you're an investor, the one you'd be looking at is the one that seems to be on the move. And the one that's on the move is Bitcoin. Look at that. Oh, Ethereum's not on there. I was going to say, that's looking really good. Oh, I'll put Ethereum Classic. What? Total shitcoin. Here we go. Yeah, look at that. It's not going to take long now. It's really not going to take long. Look at that. So let's just start here. Bitcoin transactions currently equal 856,000 compared to Ethereum's on 1.3. But where is Ethereum going? Apart from nowhere. It's flatlining, just like BTC. Bitcoin will absolutely smash them. Absolutely smash them. But shitcoiners with shit for brains wouldn't really have a clue what they're looking at. So just going to have to leave them to it, really. So let's get on to the shitcoin market, because this is the talk of the town at the moment. Everybody talking, number go up. It's all about the price. Dear oh dear, but as we know, price is the last thing to move. Price is the end result of all the work that has come before it. Not that any work goes into BTC anymore. It used to, but since Blockstream took it over, prevented the network from scaling, centralized control of it, crashed its value to zero, told everyone it was a store of value so they didn't need to use it. What a joke. Only shitcoiners with shit for lanes would believe such a bullshit story. Here we go. Yeah, I mean, we all know the story. So let's have a quick look on all to see if CoinCrap have updated their statistics yet. Oh, they do. They've actually changed it. Even though it's actually saying here, current price is 22,700. It's currently claiming that the all-time high is 22,581. Wouldn't expect anything less from CoinCrap. But anyway, I'm not really interested in a core coin anyway. Only really interested in Bitcoin. See what's going on here. Oh, we're coming down. Nice. Nice. That's what we like, because I'm going in soon. The lower the better for me. Excellent stuff. Dump your bags, all you dirty traders, so I can go in. That's what we need. Up and down like a horse draws. Okay, there we go. Let's have a look at some of our other metrics. A quick look at this diagram that I went over with yesterday for anybody who doesn't understand what's happened in Bitcoin with all the politics and stuff like that. This is the Genesis block. This block here that we're looking at, this was the first chain split. So the arguments were that, you know, another party wanted to change them, another party said no, Bitcoin needs to stay as it was, and it was BTC that changed. It was BTC that implemented SegWit on the 24th of September 2017, which centralized the project under Blockstream, crashing its value to zero and got everybody all confused because they still think that BTC is Bitcoin. It's not. When you change something fundamentally, you're meant to change the name to let other people know that you've actually made a difference. This is why they get confused. BTC is Coolcoin. Completely centrally controlled by Blockstream, which means there's money. It has got no value whatsoever. So anybody who's buying it at $22,000, that's a lot of money to lose. So Bitcoin carried on as BCH because the protocol stayed the same, but then Roger Ver and his crony friends changed it so that nobody else could build on it, adding checkpoints in and changing the protocol every 6 months. Absolutely insane. And so then Bitcoin just simply carried on as it was, just simply scaled massively, increasing speed and scale and reducing cost of transactions. That's what it's all about. It hasn't changed since the Genesis block, which is why these two have got dead end signs at the end of them. And we've got a green arrow for go. This is it, basically, in a nutshell. So that's basically $421 billion spread between retail investors like the newbies that have been coming in and buying. And Binance, locked and loaded. Oh my goodness. Check this out. Somebody sent me this through. I found this absolutely fascinating. So I'd heard of these bubbles before, and I was recently wondering how big the bubble was that Bitcoin has created in comparison to the biggest bubble in history, which is the Tulip Trust. So the bubble of the Tulip Trust went on for 3 years, whereas Bitcoin has already been going for 10. And look at the size. So this is actually price relative to Bitcoin. So I mean, the tulips are nothing, literally. You know, biggest bubble in history comparison. I mean, and the South Sea Company, again, that was to do with I think it was the Mississippi South Sea Company, or it's to do with land in Mississippi. Yeah, I mean, I'm familiar with the effects that they had. Absolutely devastating. I mean, look at the dot-com bubble. The dot-com bubble is the only bubble, well, apart from like the housing bubble and stuff, but that was more to do with fraud than anything else. So like, was a bubble like just a buying frenzy with no utility behind it, no fundamental value. The dot-com bubble is the only one that I've lived through so far. But now we've got Bitcoin. And like I said before, we've got Bitcoin with $400 billion market cap, well, a core coin. And the British government alone is going to be borrowing $300 billion this year. So basically the British government are having to borrow less than what is already the entire market cap of core coin. It is absolutely huge. There we go, got it. Anyone else, people? Anyone else going for 47 minutes? Good time to wrap up the show. Should be an easy one to edit today. Nice and simple. Okay, there we go. Right, so yeah, thanks for listening. And as ever, be aware, take care, stay safe out there. Joy given. Same time tomorrow. Catch you later. BuyBSV.live, the best place to buy Bitcoin SV online. Get paid for your content in Bitcoin and watch the full episode on Streamanity for just 20 cents. Go to www.satoshi.tv. See the link in the description below. Bitcoin, one world, one chain.